Here we are with a colleague. He's going to take us through and is going to represent Vapoa today, this afternoon. Well, what's your name?
My name is Kiptolil Cornelius.
It's called Kiptolil
Cornelius.
Corellians.
I come from Nandi County,
Uh-huh.
Masop constituency,
Uh-huh.
Masop sub-county.
Okay. Now, Korea, I want to ask you several questions concerning poverty and orphanhood state. You understand how poverty have consumed economy in Africa. Could you just please define first what's poverty? On your own understanding, how do you understand poverty?
Poverty is that situation where a person does not have that effort of acquiring the basic needs in his life or her life.
Okay. And so you agree with me that poverty is lacking the basic and essential requirements that can make somebody sustain or move, okay? All right, fine. Now, in which way have you seen poverty now affecting or consuming or have deteriorated the economy of Africa?
To me, poverty has just led to lack of education to some students. A child is born due to poverty in the family. That child may not find that the education.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is lack of money. The parent is not able to bring up her child or his child into that education system. Yeah.
Okay, from there you can see how economy has affected. And now, what the next thing you can understand? What's the next? Because actually, if I'm a youth and I've missed something that is much important, that is education. What do you expect me to do next if I don't have all that is required? What do you expect next?
The best thing is that I like the European countries. They have come up with a project, that sponsorship, that scholarship of supporting the children who are brought up in a poor family.
Okay.
Or the orphans.
And so
they are find a way that they can assemble them in one place and give them their basic needs, especially in education. Yeah.
And so you want to agree with me that poverty may lead somebody, because if you don't have that requirement that you need, the essential things that you want, the best thing, the result is either you become a thief. You can see that impacts something, and you can see economy, that loss economy. By that, we lose a colleague because he lacks that. And those are the best way. Those are the sample of ways that I could ask you how do you see poverty affecting the economy of Africa? We've seen many have lost their life.
You know what? I believe that poverty is something that a person himself or herself can change.
Okay.
Poverty is not permanent.
Poverty is not permanent.
Poverty is not permanent.
Okay, I want you to tell me, how do you think poverty is not permanent? Why do you say that poverty is not something to stay?
If you believe that you are poor, you will remain poor.
Okay.
If you believe that you were brought up by a poor family and you agree to change, you will be a rich man.
Okay, so you mean that you can terminate the background?
Yeah, especially when I consider our leaders, the prominent leaders, like now our aspiring candidates, like Dr. William Ruto. We believe that he was brought up in a poor family, but now he's the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya, and he's the aspiring candidate, the presidential candidate come 2022.
Okay.
From a poor family to being a prominent leader.
So he's not somebody who is dynastic.
Yeah, poverty is something that is not permanent.
that's incredible. That's very fine. Now, Korea. The next question I'm going to ask you is now in terms of orphan. Actually, you understand, and you've just given us some example that. The sample you've seen the Western nation coming in to give support to African children that are poor, that are orphan. Yeah, we've seen orphanages being opened. We've seen them, and they've been a great resource to the orphans and the poor. Now, I want to ask you, what are the challenges that the orphans experience or they undergo through?
The first challenge that an orphan undergoes, it's hard for a child to be told that maybe I'm the guardian. Then the child has started behavior, has grown up calling me dad, dad, dad. Then one day, I give him or her the story that I'm not your biological parent. Your parents died. That will be the first challenge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because when a child has in mind that, so this guy is not my biological parent. My parents died. So I'm not like the other child from the other family.
Okay.
You see? That's a challenge. When that child goes to the nearby home, this is the children celebrating, playing with, enjoying the life with their parents.
It's hit by stigma and trauma.
Yeah.
It's traumatized. And now, brother and brother Korea, I want just to tell me, do you trust fully these orphanages that children that have lost their parents are taken for support?
I trust.
You trust them?
Because not all guardians are good people.
Okay.
Others will treat the orphans like a street child. Others will treat an orphan like a person who is not a human being. You know, there's that difference between when you are a guardian to a child and when you are a parent to a child. You will treat your child in a different way and you treat the other one in a different
way. Okay.
But this orphanage, they treat all children equally because they know that each and every child who is here has no parent.
Okay.
All are orphans. So they treat them equally.
Thanks very much. And I've ever experienced in a way that several children or several orphans admires to be out of organization because following the humiliations that I'm going through. You've never witnessed.
Maybe I've witnessed some.
You've witnessed where an orphan admires to be outside because following the environment that they're in spite of the fact they're placed in an organization or orphanages, they will or they wish to be outsiders to enjoy the life of outside because in here where they are being sustained, they feel like it's not a good environment.
But you know, I believe in something called guidance and counseling.
Okay.
The guiding department, that counseling department has helped a lot. Because when that child in an orphanage is given guidance and counseling, his or her own life will change forever. And
what are the questions? What do you think? What are the questions? Because actually, Korea, we have just to be frank enough. We have to be frank enough. There are situations that an orphan feels like he's humiliated even though he's taken care of.
No. When that orphan is being given that guidance that you are here to be educated, but after your education in a certain level, you'll be left to go to the outside the environment, enjoy your life. If you want to foster to be a rich person in future, that's cool. Okay. You see?
Right.
So I believe that there is a leader, the late Nelson Mandela from South Africa.
Okay.
He once said that education is the most powerful weapon that can be used to change the world.
Okay.
That's why that orphan is being taken care to be educated, so that tomorrow he or she will be a better person to change the world.
Thank you very much, Korea. It's been a great moment that we've shared and we've understood ways forward that poverty have affected Africa, and ways and resolutions for orphan to feel safe. He needs counseling so that he might be in a conducive environment. And thank you for giving us way forward that we can also make sure that the economy of Africa is enhanced through education, through a saying by Nelson Mandela.